Hold on to your stack of birds because G4 is celebrating for the second year in a row with 15.
Kevin started out by saying, "Hey kids."
So you'll be out of pot and pizza before we're done. Just order up. Kicking off the day in high style is the Stoner Classic Half Baked, and this year, Attack of the Show heads down to Jamaica, where we will introduce the natives to the cannabis culture.
That's right. You're going to have to pace yourself because Code Monkeys is going to be...
That'd be awesome if they could link up with Roxy in Jamaica. She's a forum, girl. Cute, funny, hilarious.
Yeah! And save your notions because the block is back for an all-new season of partying and hot tubbing. Spark up one on G4's 420 special on, of course, April 20th.
Now, in related news, the FCC's wireless...
Now, one of the things I think is interesting is last year for 420, April 20th, Attack of the Show was in Amsterdam, and they aired a program, basically just talking about Amsterdam, and the whole hour they just kind of explored the culture over there, and in particular, how is it that Amsterdam can have legalized marijuana and even legalized ecstasy and cocaine for the population and not have just crazy things going on? And the response, they went to this one foundation, I forget the name of it. If there was a episode of Attack the Show I wish I could left up on YouTube, it's that episode, because there's just a lot of interesting information about just what happens when you allow certain drugs to be legalized. And but the person they talked to said the way Amsterdam approaches it is that they educate the public about the side effects of everything. So that includes alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and using drugs. And you can imagine it's the same thing with food. So when you educate the public, they're going to make the choice that's right for themselves. They even were talking to several people, and one of them was a guy who looked like a Rastafarian, dude. He was a black guy and had his son with him, and they said, "Hey, well, so you must smoke weed, right?" And or they didn't say that on camera, but they asked him, "So what about your son? If your son wants to smoke?" And he said, "Well, my son has his own money and can pay for it. I'll smoke with him, but otherwise I'm not going to buy it for him. And it's until he basically proves himself a man and capable of it." So interesting way to approach it. My one criticism of G4 TV and Attack the Show is that it, especially when I watched it the second time, the whole, hey kids, because I hate to say it, there is some impressionable people watching, and there's also like a lot of people that they're not too certain, or they're just not aware, they're not familiar with the culture or drugs in particular. And when I went to college, that happened to one of the guys who, just a homebody of a kid, and just started drinking and went nuts. And there was another guy who just kind of got into the pot culture, and but he managed to basically keep his head above water and not allow it to control himself. So I'm a little worried about Attack the Show promoting this 420 thing, because it may give the wrong idea to the kids, the young teenagers watching that oh, it's okay to just smoke weed and this and that, and so I just hope that rather than just have a whole
Gang thugs in Boston this all day. First up, it's the Stoner Classic Half Baked. Then it's Attack of the Show from Jamaica, Munn, and a new Code Monkey special.
Oh, wow.
That's Half Baked, AOTS from Jamaica, Code Monkeys, and a bunch of other gnarly stuff. All starting April 20th.
Code Monkeys. Oh, heck yeah, man. Adam De La Pena, rock on. But anyways, I'm just really worried that if it's promoted too much, maybe that could have a detrimental effect on the audience. I would recommend to Attack of the Show is for every reference to the 420 show, also have have some information in the show, or like a news bit or whatever, or like an educational bit about drugs in America, and how much money is being spent. Because see, the other thing is that I support the legalization of a number of drugs and the education of the public, because hey, if it works in Amsterdam, and if the United States is losing billions of dollars each year, to drugs, like basically people are getting drugs, and it's going up these food chains and supply chains, and basically going to like South America or Afghanistan, where to grow opium and stuff like that. That to me seems to be a problem, and I think that just the United States can basically do something different, or I don't know exactly, but
Numbers, it looks almost an even split between everybody. Yay, well, I guess that settles nothing. Here's one of the leaders on the spectrum auction now.
but so like counter the pro-drug with the anti-drug is the way I think Attack the Show should go, and really, because that way you appeal to more audiences that way, because you're also showing a more responsible way of just presenting the information to people, because you can say, oh yeah, have fun, this and that, but by the way, here is the risk, here are the things to be careful of. So it's good that they have the truth ads and the anti-drug ads, on G4 TV. So good job, Neil Tiles, on that. But just something to be careful of, in my opinion.